Hi guys, CC here once again, bringing you back another Pocket MapleStory video. So today we're gonna talk about the Luminous skill and a little bit about Luminous as a character itself. So this video is probably gonna be longer than usual. I will include an annotation on the top left, top right corner. I'll include annotation. So if you just want to know about the Luminous skill build, just click away and then it'll bring you to the part where we talk about Luminous skill build. Otherwise, continue watching this video. So to begin with, I would say Luminous is not a very beginner-friendly character to start with on a Pocket MapleStory because this character uses tons of MP potion when you are training. So if you don't have like a character that you can earn muscle with, you'll have a very hard time to train Luminous as your first character. But in the end, I find that Luminous is a very good mobber in dungeons, so I think it's pretty good character to efficiently do dungeon with. Not maybe boss later if you upgrade your equipment, but for like see my equipment, it's not has some good stuff, but I transferred one of these fully cube pendant, but to start with, these are all like just regular purple, the rare equipment that you can get from dungeon. But overall, I feel like bossing in the beginning, if you don't have a fully cube character, Luminous, it's not as strong as Angelic Buster if you start fresh. So Luminous, the main stats for Luminous, it's int and then dex for defense. So fully int will mean that you have fire damage than the people who invest points in dex. I would just go with fully int. I would say that Luminous is a very manual training. There isn't real good way to auto train AFK training when you are away. The skill doesn't stick. You cannot do the flip trick as a Mercedes or Angelic Buster. So it's a very manually training character. You have to train all the level manually by yourself. So I would suggest just invest all the points into int dex for defense if you feel like defense is a thing for you, but full int. Again, two in one dex for people who want to go with the defense strategy. Anyway, so let's start talking about how exactly Luminous work. As you know, Luminous uses both light and dark magic. You'll see this orb on the top, that orb that Luminous carry. You can change it between dark and light magic depending on what type of skill you use. You don't get this orb immediately when you start. You get the after you got second drop advancement, level 41. So when you log on or when you go to dungeon, this orb will be half and half, the dark and light magic. So if I use dark magic, for example, it will turn to light orb. That means when I am in this mode, my light damage will do 50%. Let's take a look. When you go to your basic skill, so in this mode, Sunfire mode, your light magic will do 50% more damage and then you'll heal 1% of the HP per light magic attack. And so you want to do light magic when you are in this mode, and then continuously using light magic will turn this orb into the other mode, Eclipse. I call it dark magic mode. So in this mode, your dark magic damage will be 50% more, and dark magic costs 0 MP. So a little trick for you guys, just if you want to, in theory, you can do this. You don't have to use MP to train. You can just go to any of the dungeon to reset your dark and magic orb if you want to do it that way, because every time you enter a dungeon, you can use I use light magic and change to dark orb, and then when I exit the party, see my dark magic orb still 6. So in this mode, my mana doesn't cost anything. My skill doesn't cost any of mana, so potentially you can train without using mana, but I think that's a little, well, it takes a lot of time to load in dungeon stuff for me, so it's not very efficiently for me, so I don't use that way. But just a tip for you guys, you can do it through dungeon or just log off the game and come back in. It's the same thing. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is equilibrium for Luminous. So you'll get the equilibrium skills and are able to use equilibrium at after third drop, which is a level 71 or 72, 71 I think. Anyway, let's take a look at what exactly is equilibrium. So equilibrium, when you are switching between Sunflyer or Eclipse, it creates a temporary equilibrium between light and dark magic. So what exactly it means? So when you are switching between, so right now I am in the dark mode, you can see on my top orb right here, I only have a sliver of casting of dark magic will turn me into light magic. So when the between when I turn it into light magic, there's a short time that my mode will be equilibrium, and that in that equilibrium time, I can get all these bonuses. You get pretty much the both of the bonus from light and dark magic, and as well as equilibrium adds 100% damage and all enemy inflicts damage. So when I'm changing from dark to light, there's a shorter period of equilibrium, and then when I'm changing back from light to dark, there is another short period of equilibrium. So let's take a look how exactly the equilibrium looks. Right now I'm in dark mode. I'm almost in the light mode. We just want to cast a few more dark magic. Right here. You see that my orb turned purple, and then all the monster will inflict 1 damage on me, and I can cast the equilibrium skills. Okay, see, now equilibrium is over. I get tons of damage from the monster, and right now I am in the light magic mode again. Let's teleport back. You get temporarily don't get damage from monster if you teleport, so you can use that as your advantage. So that's that for equilibrium. But of course, you can use any of the skills when you are in any of mode, but it's just better when you are in the light mode to use light magic, dark mode use the dark magic, because you get 50% more damage, bonus damage, and then see right now I'm in light damage. If I keep using dark magic, you'll get this pop-up thing, see, telling you to use light magic. And if you keep using dark magic, of course you don't get the bonus that you're from dark magic, such as you're starting using mana when you cast dark magic in light mode. Also, you don't your orb doesn't change in between mode, so it's better to switch between light and dark magic. That's how Luminous is. He is a magician that uses dark and light magic. Also, you can use the equilibrium skills anytime, but same thing. It won't be as powerful as when you are in the equilibrium mode and there is a cooldown. If you're in the equilibrium mode, you don't get a cooldown, so you pretty much can spam the equilibrium magic when you are in that mode, and then it's pretty good skill to have for bossing because it deals tons of damages. So that's pretty much what is about Luminous and how to use skill and dark magic, how do you switch between the two mode, and then what exactly how do you use equilibrium mode and how to get to equilibrium mode and stuff. So let's move on to Luminous skill build. So like I said before, Luminous is a dark and light magician mage. So you pretty much had to have a dark and light magic. They kind of come in pairs. I would say the dark magic is good for bossing, and the light magic is good for mobs, dungeons. Especially for the fourth job skill that you will pretty much use in the end game. So I'm gonna just take a look what exactly is all my skills are, and I'll explain you why I didn't put in some skills, and then there are some skills that I think is potentially good that you can go for. So in the basic skill, you get all these master when you start Luminous. So the Sunfire mode, the Light Magic mode, Eclipse, the Dark Magic mode, Permeate, ignore the pierce enemy defense, so you get extra 15% damage on enemies, Equilibrium mode, and all that good stuff right here. When you reach Equilibrium mode, these are all passive skills, and then Part of Light, you get mastery of 20% in plus 20. Anti-debuff effect 20% and increased MP bonus per level up. So Luminous is a pretty good character, as you get a lot of bonus just when you started. Also, Flash Blink is like a cheap version of Light Speed or Teleport. For the first job, I mastered Standard Magic Guard. I put 5 points, master the Dark Magic Enhancement, 1 point into Light Speed, which is your teleport, and then 10 point in Mana Extension. So just pause the video if you want to take a look what I mastered and what points to put. Second job, 1 point into Blessing of Darkness, master Spell Mastery, master High Wisdom, 10 points into Sylvan Lance, 10 points into Pressure Void. Third job, master Vedic Meditation, master Spectral Lights. I mastered Moonlight Spear, and I mastered the Scythe. Fourth job, I mastered Magic Mastery, master Darkness Mastery, master Darkness Sorcery, master Light Reflection, and master Apocalypse. So let's take a look back into the first job skill. You're probably wondering why I pick Dark Magic Enhancement or Light Magic Enhancement. You can pick either one of these to master. If you like Light Magic better, pick Light Magic. If you like Dark Magic better, pick Dark Magic. If you it just make one of the skill stronger. You can still cast light and dark magic. The only difference is if you pick light magic enhancement, you can only choose this first job skill, Twinkle Flash. If you pick this, you can only pick the Abyssal Drop. But rest of the dark and light magic you can still use. It's just a little 5% boost for the light magic or the dark magic. So I choose dark magic because I like bossing, and I feel like the fourth job skill is mostly for bossing. So if you want to have a better damage on your light magic, choose that light magic enhancement. Doesn't really matter which one you choose. So the second thing, 10 points in mana extension. You want to have 10 points in mana extension because you want to get a buff. You want to get a buff in Vedic Meditation. you'll require 10 points. This mana extension, when you cast it, you increase 20% of the mana for 130 seconds. When you put 10 points in it, that just means right now I have 7,700 mana, and then when I cast it, it'll boost my mana in mana, so I can go up to 9,200 mana if I want to. But I don't really use that skills. It's just a prerequisite for the third job buff Vedic meditation, and then as well as darkness sorcery, because you will need to master Vedic meditation to get a fourth job buff darkness mastery. Also, you probably see that I don't have any skill points in either of the active skill in first job. That is because I reset my skill points after I finish testing out some of the other skills that I want to test. But if you have the candy to reset your skill points, just do what I did. I put 1 point into. That's all I need to, so I don't have to to use my staff and whack the monster to level 41. But then if you don't have the candy to spend, and don't want to ruin your skill build, then just follow my skill build and it'll be fine. You just kind of had to you kind of had to train to level 41 doing this, which is kind of dumb because you are a magician. Why would you whack monster with your staff? It's very inconsiderate of Pocket MapleStory of not including a skilled even when before your job events. So moving on to second job. The thing you want to master is spell mastery, high wisdom. These are the thing that you need. Well, not you need, but essential boost. Spell mastery at 10 attack and 10% mastery. High wisdom plus permanently plus 40 int after you master it. It's just essential. Good to have. 1 point into Blessing Darkness. Blessing Darkness, it creates a dark orb when you evade attack for 5 seconds in a battle. One orb is consumed to decrease 32% damage to HP from enemy attack. Attack plus 10 per orb, up to 3 orbs can be formed. You see the orb that surrounds me, that is the skill. So when you stand still, let's take a damage. Oh, see, if I get damage, one of the orbs disappear. If I get another damage, second orb disappear. So when you stand still and if you don't get damage, your orb will regain back. And then you get up to 3 orb. Let's take a look. You just want to put 1 point in there because even you master it, you still get 10 attack per orb. Your attack doesn't increase. The only thing changes the percent damage you can decrease from each orb. So I just put 1 point because Pocket MapleStory limits a lot of skill points, so 1 point is enough. You put 10 points in Sylvan Lands and 10 points into Pressure Void because these are prerequisite for your third job skill, the light and dark magic. So 10 points is enough for both of the skills. So that's the second job skills set. So third job, Master Vedic Meditation. This is the first buff, the buff that will increase your attack that you get. You want to master Spectral Light and Moonlight Spirit so you can get skills on your dark and light magic for your fourth job skill. And then you'll see you'll get the first equilibrium skill, the Death Scythe. It has a cooldown if you are not in the equilibrium. If you are in the equilibrium mode, you won't have a cooldown. So the other skills, anti-magic shell and light shadow guard, I think it's kind of useless. It just increase defense, avoidability, and ignore abnormal status effect 3 times. So it's kind of useless. You don't need to invest any points in it. But this Lunar Tide is something that I potentially could invest in if you are playing in a certain way. Here I will explain you to why. So let's take a look at Lunar Tide. So Lunar Tide, if you take a look, I didn't have any points invested. So you mean increase either critical rate or attack depending on your HP and MP. And if your MP is greater than HP, damage will be plus 1%. And if your MP is identical or lower than HP, critical rate plus 11%. So this is a passive buff depending on your MP or HP. I would say this skill is potential to have if you play in a certain way, because when you master this passive skill, your MP greater than HP, the damage will be 20%. That's a lot. But I would say because depend on your play skill, because let's take a look. When it says MP is greater than HP, you probably think that, yeah, Luminous is a mage, your MP will be always greater than HP. But not exactly. What it means right here, it doesn't mean your HP. See, right now my HP is 6,700 something, and my MP is 7,700. It doesn't mean that my vessel of MP and HP, of course, my MP always greater than HP. It means that the amount of MP right now, I have 6,735. And that is lower than the HP I have, 6,782. So if I have a skill point investment in it, that means right now, my MP is lower than my HP. I will have the critical rate. If I drink a potion to heal my MP to full, then my MP will be higher than HP. So then I will get that damage buff. But I would say if you like to heal, because you get that, you have a magic guard to take damage for you, and as well you need to cast skills. Unless you want to have a pet that always heal your MP to full, and then you probably will get damage, and then you'll need to heal MP every damage you take, and then constantly keeping that MP into full. Then invest this skill. It's 20%. It's pretty good for passive attack buff. But I didn't put any points. I think I don't want to spend that metal. I think that will be Luminous as it is, a crazy metal drain character as it is. So 20%, I think I can skip that. Also, if you want to advance in Lunar Tide, the master level is 20. If it's me, I would borrow that 20 points from either of the light reflection or the apocalypse. Since if you are going toward the max buff damage, 20% plus darkness sorcery buff, that's a 40% if it's max. And plus 40 attack, I would just take the points out of one of these, depend on which one you like. If you like light magic for mobs, more mobs, then take that points out of apocalypse, and then take that 20 points if you like bossing to get the maximum damage, I would say. I wouldn't take out the darkness mastery or the equilibrium skills, because I think equilibrium gives the most damage if you are in that mode. So I wouldn't take out points from the Death Scythe or the Darkness Mastery that boosts Dark Scythe. Okay, moving on to Force Drop skill. So these are the skills that you master if you follow the guide I have, the skill that I'm using. So Darkness, you want to master Magic Mastery. It's just another passive buff. Mastery plus 30%, attack 30%, not 30%. Attack plus 30, critical plus 15%. Darkness Mastery, you want to master this, increase the duration of equilibrium buff. Light and dark magic fill a part of light and darkness more quickly. Also increase the attack of Death Scythe. So Darkness Mastery pretty much work with the Death Scythe here. Because when you master this, your Death Scythe attack will be a plus 100%. And then your equilibrium, when you are in the equilibrium mode, you get plus 5 seconds. If you don't have this skill mastered, you probably only get like 2 seconds and your equilibrium mode is over. It's very short. So I would say master these together, and then master darkness sorcery because you get 40% damage for 180 seconds. I would choose with this Death Scythe and Darkness Mastery combo as a equilibrium skill rather than investing points in Ender, because Ender doesn't have that combo that plus 100% even if you master Darkness Mastery. So between Ender and the Dark Side, I will choose Dark Side as the equilibrium skill. And then there's a Morning Star, but these are better as a light and dark magic. So as a bonus, I will explain what Dark Crescendo do and why I didn't put any points in Dark Crescendo. So Dark Crescendo is another attack buff, but let's take a look. It temporarily creates a chance of increased attack each time a magic attack hits an enemy. 51% of increasing damage plus 2% each time a magic attack hits for 64 seconds. And then start with stack 1 upon use, and then it can stack up to 5 times. What it means that when you cast a magic attack within 64 seconds, which you will always do when you are attacking because you are a magician. So within 64 seconds, you have a 51% of increasing damage plus 2%. And then by what it means by stacking up, I had to look up a lot of video on original MapleStory talking about Luminous skill and what it means by stacking up. So the original MapleStory, when it stack up, when you use this skill, when it stack up, it'll have a little number every time you successfully stacking up. So what it means right here, it stack up to 5 times. So you are taking the stack of 5 times plus 2%. That means you can potentially get 10% of bonus attack if you successfully stack up to 5 times within 64 seconds. You have 51%. And when you max it, you can actually get 30% damage. You can stack up to 15 times, and then the percentage is still the same, 2%, and then you have a higher chance, which is like 85%, I believe, and a longer second. So, theoretically, it sounds great because you get 30%, have a higher chance of successfully getting the boost, and then. But in Pocket MapleStory, it doesn't work the same as the original MapleStory. It doesn't have that stacking up. I tested it. I mastered this skill, hoping to get 30 bonus attack, within that 64 second or more. I think it was 100 something second when it mastered, but I don't remember. But I keep testing it, I try it out, I keep using magic attack continuously. And then after the buff is over, I don't get that 30% as the promise. So they didn't redo the stacking. You still only get that 2%. So it's not that good of a buff skill to invest 30 points in. If it actually worked properly, I'll actually invest points in it, but it didn't work. That's why I didn't put any points in Darker Sandal. I don't suggest you do. 2% it's measly. It's not worth the 30 points. So that'll be all for today's Pocket MapleStory video. I talk a little bit about the Luminous as a character and how the dark and magic work, dark and light magic and equilibrium work and for Luminous and Pocket MapleStory. It's probably a lot different than the original MapleStory Luminous. So this video is going to be a little bit longer than usually, so I hope I explained well on how the Luminous work in Pocket MapleStory. So if you still have questions on the skill build or question about Luminous in general, feel free to leave the question in the comments section, and I'll try to answer to you better in words if you don't understand some parts in the video. So again, feel free to leave a like, share, favorite the video as you see fit, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye!